out today on another electric Grom, and check this out, it's green. That's different, right? That's because this is a customer build. Let's talk about it. Oh yeah, back at it. So excited to share this one with you guys. Chris brought his bike up or down, I don't know exactly where. He lives in New York, he lives in Florida, he's everywhere. Chris Zacharias, well known within the Grom community. And right now we are tuning the speedometer. It looks like we're pretty spot on, so that's awesome. And this one has a little bit more power, so we tuned it up to about 27 kilowatts. It's a riot, it's real fun. So I'll get on it here just to show you guys, and then I'll tune it into the BMS just so I can show you guys kind of what power we're pulling exactly. I'll take it down to Giant Eagle just like we did before, do a walk around just to show you the bike. It is beautiful. I'm largely not really a fan. Whee! Oh yeah. I'm largely not really a fan of the yellow that Honda has. It's more green, I don't know. It's kind of that screaming yellow. It looks really good with all the black, really nice contrast, and especially how he did the wheels. He's got a fatty setup on this. The chain just barely clears the wheels. It looks fantastic, and then the wheels are black, and it's also got the green vinyl on it, so when it spins, it's a really, really nice color contrast. But yeah, he brought this thing down. I spent probably about 2 days on and off just because I had to pull the motor out and everything, which he said he was going to do. Thanks for that, Chris. Not a big deal. Got that knocked out and then swapped it, and here we are. He's going to come back and pick it up in about an hour, so I figured why not get a quick ride in on it, tune everything in, and just make sure everything's to par where I want it to be, which of course this setup is very, very similar to my pink bike. I really didn't have to do much in the way of gear tuning, which made it really nice. It saves probably a good hour or two of riding around the block, resetting the speedometer, that kind of thing. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I kind of specialize anymore in electric swap. It's just been really fun. I don't know. It's an addiction, man. Small bores alone are an addiction, but you add the electric side of things where it's just instant power all the time, and oh man, sun is rising. It is beautiful this morning. It's about 6:30. And like I said, just trying to get out ahead of him so that way I can get some ride time, make sure it's all good before he takes it back home, wherever he may take it, Florida, New York, wherever he is. Additionally, sad but also cool times, he is also buying the original E-Ruck, so that's going to go home to his wife Marie, or I don't know if they're married, but engaged or just life partners, whatever, his significant other. She's going to love it. He also owns the Gen 3 demo bike that we did for the Smoky Mountain Small Bore Rally. He owns the most electric swaps out of everyone in the Grom community, or the small bore community, I believe, because he bought 3 of ours collectively now. It's pretty cool to see. Oh, to give you guys an update on the Ruckus stuff. So we are currently redesigning the lower mount. I know I've talked to a few of you guys in the comments, but just to let you guys know, we are waiting on the lower mount to be redesigned. We did have a fracture flaw in that, so it did break. We are making that a solid single one piece now rather than welded, so the failure point on it in the past was the welds where it cracked. So we're going to make it a single one piece that's all milled, and then the support bar is going to be bolted onto the top. So I'm really excited about that. Oh yeah, Giant Eagle. I don't know why I've been coming here just to do walkarounds, just because it's a nice open parking lot and I don't have to deal with traffic. I know there's a Walmart on the other side of town, but you know, Walmart breeds its they have their own type of people, and I honestly don't really like riding through their parking lots because I fear for my life. You don't have to do that so much with Giant Eagle, which is nice. Let's pull it over here and just kind of do a quick little walk around. He did go with the 48 amp hour battery, so that's our standard setup. It runs about $4,500 on our website. That includes the battery, motor, you know, everything you need. Also, this thing squeaks a lot. Look at this. So this G-Craft swing arm, I believe it's the bushings there. We'll have to lube those up or whatever, but it's beautiful. Also, Chase over at Wesley Fab, amazing work on that. He makes custom stuff, normal rear sets, wheelie bars, just does awesome work. I know he's milled some stuff for our e-Groms in the past. Just a good dude. If you guys want to support an awesome business in the Grom community, Chase over at Wesley Fab is the guy. But yeah, the green, yellow, whatever you want to call it, with the black, like I said, on the inside of the wheels, it looks beautiful. And the thing about the Grom setups that I absolutely love is it's just got a really nice OEM plus look to it with the battery. It does hang low, I will admit. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, cool iPad, whatever. Like, again, if you're going that route, there's limited availability for where to put that battery if you actually want range and power. That's what we have. Chris also is in the vinyl or like decal industry, so you know, he often puts these things, he's going to take the flames off and put electric bolts. He's got all the stickers and stuff, and it looks nice. You know, some people go carried away with it, and even if you do it right, It looks really good. Some people are just really bad at that. He also found these lines I thought were really cool. It matches the paint almost perfectly. I'll tell you what, this rear sucks to get on. It's kind of like the Ruckus front ends where you have to put on the bracket and then put the rotor on, slide the wheel in, still have your bushings in there. It sucked. That was not fun. But yeah, just a beautiful setup. It's simple, clean. Like I said, that aluminum swing arm, just beautiful. G-Craft, definitely would recommend. Does squeak a little bit, but that aside, also flinging grease everywhere. US 138, that's a 90H, so nice and big and beefy. We went with a 72 volt, 48 amp hour battery. That one puts out, let's say it's 340 continuous and almost 500 peak. So, you know, plenty powerful if you ever want to get into it. I tuned this to about 27, and I'll get on it here in a minute. He also has the newer Bishops, the Racing Bros front. They're really neat because on mine, I have the Ruckus front end. It's just not responsive at all. Like, I'll just bury the front end and whatever. So those are nice. I've never actually seen them in person or rode it, so this is a fun first ride. Oh, another thing that's really cool that we did on his bike, under here, we put the charging port under there. So that just flips down, you plug your charger in. That way you don't have to take off the seat. He asked for that specifically, and I thought it was a nice change of pace. I know mine's under the seat. Pop it in there, and it does have that cover, so you don't have to worry about it with kind of debris flying up and all that stuff. Yeah. Also, these TST lights have these little washers on the inside, so they have running lights on them. They are super bright. I mean, literally like headlight bright at night, and I love it. All right, so let me change this over to the BMS app. I'm gonna show you guys what we're working with here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and throw this on a screen capture mode. And then that will allow us to show on screen where we're at power-wise. You will see some voltage drop just because I have taken this battery down a little bit, but it'll show you right here is where we're looking. And I'll pull it up bigger on the screen as well so you guys can follow along. Switch it to 4 and then get moving. So this will be nice too. That way I don't have to actually watch my phone while I'm getting it, because honestly, once you pass the threshold of like 20, I'd say like 24, 25 kilowatts, it starts to be tunnel vision. I mean, they're quick. Do not mistake me. They are very quick, even at 18 kilowatts on these little bikes. But once you start getting into 25, 30, and it's intense. So I do not like looking away, looking down at my phone. I'm looking at the road and just making sure we're not hitting anything or something's not running in front of us. Something, you know, things happen and you don't want that. So we'll kind of roll this here once they come to a stop. Cool. Let's go. So I'll get straight and then I'll punch it. Let me flip down the visor. 3, 2, 1. Whee! And my speedometer can't even keep up with this. Oh, yeah. It's funny because I want to tell you guys how awesome it is. And the whole time while I'm going, all I can do is like hold on and my breathing changes. I can't even talk. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh yeah, I love it. Now obviously you're gonna use a lot more battery when you're on it like that, and that's expected, right? You're beating on it, so you're pulling a lot more amperage, your battery life goes down. But if you want range, these things will still get you a good 50-mile range, no problem, as long as you're disciplined. That's the biggest thing, because it's really hard to keep out of it, especially when you have that power. At the flick of a switch, you just hit the S mode for super, and you go on your way. So oh man, so much fun. I know this past year we did the Smoky Mountain Smallboard demo bike, and it was so cool to share that with the world. I'll post links to that in the description below, just so you guys can watch that if you wanted to see reaction videos, because it is a riot. Just to see people firsthand, it's one thing for me to tell you guys about it and be like, oh yeah, it's the best and it's really fast, because I obviously make the kits, so what's to say that I'm not being biased and just want to push my product. So I want you guys to see firsthand what that is to somebody who hasn't experienced it, because it is insane. As I mentioned earlier, Chris is taking the e-Rux, so that opens up a big door for empty space in my workshop. I already am working on the new Ruckus setup, the 12-inch setup, and then I'm also planning a hub build. It is currently somewhere on a barge over the ocean coming our way. Super excited for that. That is going to be on a Grom, and my goal there is to push about 50 to 60 kilowatts. And like I said, that's borderline. You have to be on a drag strip or else it's dangerous. Yeah. I can't even, words are hard. So much fun. This bike also is geared a little higher, so it helps with range a little bit. Now with that, you do lose a little bit of takeoff, but like I said, when you're ripping like that, my speedometer, I think it only showed like 60 or something, but I guarantee you I was going much faster than that because it doesn't keep up at all. Even on my GPS, it lags behind 10, 15 miles an hour, no problem. Whenever you're ripping, it takes time for that to adjust because it's so rapid of an acceleration. Whee! So yeah, new Grom, same setup, same fun time. You're gonna grin ear to ear, there's no doubt about it. The electrified swap is just where it's at, and it is so much fun! But where these things really come alive is that 0 to 60. Obviously, you've seen my other videos. They will push highway speeds, no problem. You can easily go up to triple digits if you have the right gearing. That 0 to 60, just that instant torque launch power is insane. It's just something about being able to rip, and it's like you have that top end power instantly. I don't know. There's really no good way to describe that at all. We're gonna go explore back here because I've actually never been this way. So let's check out what's over here. Kind of cool to get out this early too, because I've not actually been out when the sun is rising like this. It's just beautiful. Really nice vibe to it. And obviously with the electric swap, everything's pretty quiet. You hear some chain feedback, but you can just kind of enjoy riding around. A lot of times I'll put on some music if I'm not vlogging, and it's just a completely different thing. If you don't want music, you can hear birds, you can hear tires and rocks off the bottom of your cage. It's just really strange to have that phenomenon when you're not used to that on a gas bike, because all you can normally hear is your exhaust. All right, so typical Ohio, all we have back here is cornfield, pretty as expected. Ooh, what's this? New building? This is really tucked back here. I am shocked I've never been back here. Primrose School of Wadsworth. So more schools, private schools, taking everyone's money. God, our private school's expensive. If you have kids and you've ever sent your kid to a private school or like a Montessori school or one of those like private daycare, pre-Ks, that kind of thing. Oh man, I used to work for one. When I was in college, I was basically interning as a early childhood education specialist or a teacher's aide, AKA if you want to dumb it down and make it more simplistic and not as official. The amount of money, the messed up part is a lot of low-income people would get state funded, so it would be pretty much free, but the people that wanted to send their kids there, I mean, you'd be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars a week. These guys would be spending $2-3 grand a month easy for daycare while they're at work, and I'm like, what kind of jobs are you working? It doesn't make any sense that you can afford that. Just keep one parent at home and you're gonna save so much money. I digress. It's fine. I mean, I get everyone lives differently. I just cannot imagine. Obviously, I went the latter route. My wife stays home with our daughters, but it's just, I can't envision the amount of cost that you're spending out for that, knowing if you're working just a 9-to-5 standard job. So the entire swap, I'd say, took about 8-9 hours. I am very slow. Like, there's no doubt about it. I like to take my time on things because in my mind, where you rush, that's when you're gonna run into issues. So we don't want issues. Additionally, if I didn't have the motor in it, like if you already have a frame, realistically, you have to rip off the harness, the motor. In this case, it had an ABS module, which I've never disconnected an ABS module or stripped down an ABS bike because they're kind of harder to come by. But man, that was kind of a pain in the butt. But if you don't have the motor in and all that stuff's kind of stripped out, I would say leisurely, looking at like 4 or 5 hours. Realistically, you have 4 bolts that bolts up the motor and the battery, and then past that, you're just kind of putting in wiring and enjoying life. Drinking a couple Liquid Deaths, not an ad. Yeah, so good. So for me too, I like to always be in front of traffic because people suck. So to have the ability to just kind of rip around and make sure you stay front and center so people can see you. These bikes are already small as can be, and then you add the fact that you're otherwise silent and you need to make sure you're in the foresight of people. Let's just go from a stop. Where'd that cop go? He's not around. We're fine. Making sure I don't get yelled at. Yelled at, pulled over, ticketed, you know, that kind of stuff. Make sure I don't get yelled at. That was funny. The amount of stuff that I'll say where I'm like, why did you word that like that? It's really funny. So much fun. Chris is going to love this. Marie's going to love the E-Rock. I know they already love the Gen 3s. As soon as he bought that Gen 3 from the Smoky Mountain Small Bore Rally, he texted me like the next week. He's like, hey, I need you to to make another one to match it because I love that thing. And I'm like, bet, we can do that. Say less. I appreciate you guys coming along. We are currently working on a TRX swap next. And then we do have the Honda Grom, and then that's going to be the hub build. And then we're also working on another one, which is going to be the 12-inch Ruckus setup. So 3 builds in queue, not counting customer builds. So we'll definitely document more stuff. I appreciate you guys coming along. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Happy to help where I can. I know we've had a lot of people chime in where it's like, hey, using this controller, why won't this work, or that kind of thing. So even if it's not one of our builds, I'm happy to help where I can. I don't know everything, but if I can, you know, narrow down some diagnostics or something, happy to help. So anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Sorry for ranting. Have the best day ever. Bye.